from an old school classic to a modern one. We're here now in Kota after what was an absolutely insane race in Belgium just 7 days ago. Round 2 of the PGS F1 Championship, round 2 of 15, here tonight in Austin, Texas, around the circuit of the Americas. Built not much more than 10 years ago, has really become part of the a staple of the F1 scene, and we're here for the second round after a pretty chaotic, I think, first round featuring a sprint along the hills of Stavolo. We're here in the desert of Texas for what is set to be an absolutely brilliant race with all 13 of our drivers tonight. My name's Casper, happy to be along with you as per usual. We're looking on with Linguini, first car out on track in the Alpine, one of quite a few teams actually which has just the one representative. McLaren has 2, Williams has 2, Mercedes has 2, the AMRs have 2, as do the Ferraris as well. So it's, as far as I can tell, it's just the Kick-Sauber, the Red Bull and the Alpine that has just singular representation. Pardon me, so no Haas or RB. I believe that makes 10. Pretty sure it does. Off the top of my head, is into the final couple of corners. Gattuso as well, not very far behind. But let's actually go for a lap on board, shall we? Pardon me, with Linguini. And you actually see what this circuit is all about. Turn 1 is always an interesting one. It's uphill, it's late braking, plenty of different lines that you can take through here. On the actual start sweeper at turn 2, right-hander, you're going down and then slightly back uphill for possibly one of the best sections on the F1 calendar. The S's here, they get gradually slower through turn 6 into left-hander at 7, right at 8. Uphill, very difficult to get right here at turn 9 as well. Left-hander keeping it clean, very, very well done to Linguini. Turn 9 is, I think, one of the more difficult portions on this circuit. Braking for 11, again, very, very wide hairpin, plenty of different lines that you can take through there. You can overtake into turn 11, but another bigger overtaking opportunity is down towards turn 12, the hairpin at the end of this massive straight. Again, one of the longest on the calendar. They say America, everything is bigger and better. Well, that checks out here. Into 13 and 14, the right-hander here at 13, and then go wide and then cut back to 14. And the double apex of 15, keeping it open through the first apex, tight through the second. A bit like a tighter Brookland, if you know Silverstone, through 16, 17, and the longer 18. Turn 8 at Turkey, very much a replica through there. 19 and then turn 20, the final corner. Difficult to get right. Does he manage? Yes, he does. What's his time? 1:32.5. That's a very, very good starting point. Let's see what Gattuso can do. He's got his teammate Jamie behind him. Up the line he goes, 32.4. Where's Jamie going third? At the moment, Ghost over the top of the hairpin as well. Sub-Zero, we're looking on with Mark. He goes fastest, 32.0. Claims provisional pole position. Remember, this is short qualifying at the moment. So it's just this one session, just 18 minutes to decide who actually is going to get pole position. Assis is going to be the next one to cross the line. The Fizz hasn't actually come out just yet. He's the only car not to have come out at this point in time for Dardy on an outlap behind this man, and I think it's Sub-Zero behind. Assis not particularly fast. I think he's gone for another build-up lap, which is an interesting strategy because this this track does really chew up your tyres. Luke Bailey looking on with through 16, 17, 18 yells in the first sector, but that's just traffic. Cease lifting off, so probably that was their best lap, but I imagine they're going to be coming out once again. Jay Pinto into 7th place. Luke Bailey, 32.0 to beat, doesn't quite get there, gets 6th place with a 33.135. Let's look with Ghost as he now comes into the final couple of corners. keeping it nice and tidy through 20, just about within track limits, 32.035. The gaps are really marginal, and this man could very much get in the midst of this, but he's got two Ferraris trying to get out of his way. They both manage without too much of a hassle. As now into the final corner comes Ryan Barthez as he comes up to line 31. 31.6, very nicely done. Vedadi also now on a lap as well. As now he comes into this final sector, you can very easily have a very, very good battle coming through here. Now, this is Tier 1, I should mention. If you do happen to want to watch Tier 2, if you pop onto Sam's channel, XX Sambox8X, also on Twitch, then you'll be able to watch the Tier 2 race from there. But again, this is Tier 1. There's a little bit more pace behind these guys. As into the final corner comes Vedadi, up to the line, 33.282, puts him 9th place at this point in time. The Fizz is on an outlap as well. As I have a bit of a drink from my McLaren Jack Daniels whiskey glass. I think you can imagine which F1 team I'm a fan of, as if it wasn't absolutely clear. The Fizz on an outlap at the moment. He's coming into the final sector now. He did win both races last time out. And he'll be looking to continue that domination. Did also very, very well in the pre-season races that we had. So he's wanting to extend that championship advantage of 11 points that he picked up after the sprint season opener. Ghost in second with 22 points. Linguini in third place with 17, picking up a podium in Spa. Mitch in fourth, Gattuso fifth, and J Pinto sixth. That's how your standings line up. Is that rain? I thought I saw rain for a brief moment. It would explain why everybody went out so quickly. But I think that's just me being me. Yeah, I think we're okay for a dry track. It is cloudy, but it's not quite rainy just yet. Thank goodness for that. I was getting a little bit worried there. Team standings as well. Mercedes 37, Aston Martin 33. Early fight happening in Tier 1. But again, we're just one race and one sprint in. And I can assure you it's going to be much better with regards to trying to leave and rejoin and relobby and all that sort of stuff, because there is literally just one race and all of that sort of stuff is much, much easier in terms of logistics. The Fizz coming to the line. 31.6 to beat. Can he beat it? No, not quite. 31.7. He's going to have, I think, the inside of turn 1 on the front row, as he's now started his quest for pole position, as we're halfway into this qualifying session. Ryan Barthez on top at the moment, the Fizz in second, Ghost in third, and this man, Markey, in fourth place. 8th place in the championship, picked up 7 points last time out in Belgium. The fastest first sector, he's also pretty close to Ryan Barthez, could claim pole position here. He's very good qualifier, is Markey, so keep an eye if he can pull away at the start of the race. Not saying it's an early shoe-in, but could very easily get himself up there as he comes now down the back straight towards turn 12 of the second sector. Triggers just on this short little run up here towards turn 13. What's his time? He's 4/10 up, just under. It's the fastest middle sector as well, but I think that might have just been bettered by the Aston Martin behind him. That would be the Fizz, although he's just overtaken him, I think, so that'll be why that's like that. Coming through 18, we're on board as he comes into turn 19 and the final corner of 20 as well. What can he manage to do through here? 31.6 to beat. That's a very clean line, but only gets second place. Not really an improvement. It's a 7 thousandths of a second difference on that front row. That is insane. That is very, very good. Linguini, third place in the championship. Will be again looking to try and go as high as he can. First sector, he's down. Does not look like he's going to be improving. What about Gattuso? He's 200ths down on his PB. Any minor improvements will cement 6th place, but I imagine he's probably at least aiming for top 4 here. And he improves by 3.5 tenths, gets very close to Ghost, but not enough for a position. So Gattuso in 6th place. Jamie in 7th has just started a lap as well. Yell's in the first sector. There's traffic in the way. That's this man, Mitch. He's now cutting the S's, just trying to get out of everybody's way. And also invalidating his own damn time. Luke Bailey up after the first sector by 1/4 of a second. Ooh, that's a spin. Again, turn 9, very difficult to get right. Oh, a little bit of an oversteer, I think. He lost the back end. Cease 33.9, an improvement on his time. Is he not going particularly fast? See what Ryan Barthez can do. He's got a pole position at the moment by 7,000ths of a second, so I could very easily chop and change. The second sector again triggers just through here, and he's down by 3.5 tenths of a second. That is not ideal for the Red Bull man. Now he comes into this final sector, needs to pull something out of his pants, but he's lifted off through the Turkey Turn 8 section. So no improvement there. Jay Pinto's invalidated. Sub-Zero's down about a cease. I think this is going to be a worse lap. Yeah, he's just standing there, so that's definitely going to be a worse lap. Unfortunate for Luke Bailey, could have been a very good lap. He was up pretty nicely through the first sector. Possibly taking a little bit too much out the tyres through there. Loses the car coming in. Coming into turn 9, which again, it's uphill, it's difficult. It's very, very easy to make that mistake. Vidadi on an outlap, the other two are coming in. As we've got, I think, about 5 minutes of quality left to go. Less than that. Can't see the timer, so I couldn't tell you. It's 15, so probably 4. Oh, well, it's exactly less than 5. I think it must have been 5 minutes on the dot when I said that. Just want to say cheers to me. God, it's as if I knew. Right, let's stay on with Vidadi as he's coming through, or he's actually coming into the pits now, after his outlap. See what chat's saying, if they're saying anything. Turn down the volume so I don't have to hear oneself. See what's cracking. Right, 4 minutes to go here in qualifying. That's an Alpine that's come out. That'll be Linguini. Is that an Alpine? Who is that? Yeah, I was right. Okay. I thought the game had me staged up for a brief moment. I was thinking that it wasn't an Alpine. Lying bastards. Anyway, I got it right. So that's all that matters to me here. Final runs are coming ever so shortly. As now we come into the S's here in this first sector. Brilliant if you can get them right, but one simple mistake and your momentum is lost for quite a few corners. Very reminiscent of Maggots Beckett's, but more. Basically, what they did with this circuit is they took some of the best sections of the best circuits. You've got Turkey Turn 8, you've got Maggots Beckett's S's, you've got the switchbacks, and they've just basically made them bigger. Because, again, everything is bigger and better in Texas. That's the saying. You've also got the turn 1 being modelled very closely, but also inverted to Austria's turn 3. So that really uphill hairpin late braking zone, it's a great opportunity to make a move. Not quite a long straight up there, but it's still a move zone nonetheless. Linguini starting his final lap with 2 minutes to go. Could go again if he does make a mistake, and he does want to, but simply by virtue of this circuit really chomping down on your tyres, it's not quite ideal in the grand scheme of things. He comes into turn 1, stay on board as he peels through turn 2 and coming into the S. Let's have a watch. You can hear the engine having to work really, really hard through there as he's constantly slowing down, getting off the throttle pedal, just letting the engine do its work. As now he comes into turn 11. Now down the front straight, everybody on outlaps, everybody trying to improve on their personal best time. Final runs in quali are upon us. Here, yellow's in the second sector. These guys have got to be careful because there is a car on a lap at this point in time. How about Linguini? He's marginally up through 2 sectors, not enough for a position, but again, if he can get himself a little further away from Ghost, he could very easily try and cement himself that 4th spot, which again is not a bad space to start in. It's pretty good in terms of overtaking action around here, but again, it's always better to be safe than sorry with these sorts of things. Pardon me. Linguini to the final corner he goes. 32.011 is his personal best, and he gets into the 31.769, so just shy of 3rd place with the Fizz. However, Markey coming through marginally down in the 1st sector. Mitch on a lap as well, as is Luke Bailey. Luke Bailey 9th at the moment. He's on the opposite end of this straight. Now they come into the longest full throttle section on this circuit. He's got 7 thousandths of a gap to Ryan Barthez, as the checker is in play. So they've got 3 minutes to finish up their laps. Fastest middle sector as well by Markey, so he's contending for that pole position very, very hard. Ryan Barthez coming through turn 11 now, down the back straight, as here comes Markey. Can he dethrone Ryan off of there, or is possibly the Fizz even going to have something to say about this? Linguini's done his lap, 4th is his best, as Markey goes 31.418. What about the Fizz? He's 3/10 up after 2 sectors. There's still 1 more to go though, as he goes a little bit wide into 19, and final corner, slight lock up. Does he keep it within track limits? Just about. And he only goes into 2nd. It's 4 thousandths of a difference between the front row. It's pole position or nothing basically for Ryan Barthez here, because the gap is so finite. I highly doubt he'll be able to squeeze himself in between this, but can he get himself on pole? No, not quite. 200ths down on his personal best. Ryan Barthez has got pole position, unless Ghost has got anything to say about this, but I don't think Ghost is going to be able to make up 6/10 in a single lap. However, bigger margins have been closed down in previous attempts. Can he get himself into 3rd? Nicely done. Not quite pole position, but a 2nd row is a very handy start. So Markey takes pole position by, let me say it again, 4 thousandths of a second, which is an incredibly tight margin. Jay Pinto, at the bottom of the grid, and he's just come into the pit lane now as well. But here's your pole sitter. Oh no, it's his teammate, Luke Bailey, starting in 10th place for the Grand Prix here at the rodeo. And you can see the rest of the results on your screen now. Markey, the Fizz, and Gosha 1, 2, 3. Vidadi in 9th, Luke Bailey in 10th. Assis in 11th, Sub-Zero 12th, J Pinto 13th. That's the final couple of positions. Mitch and Gattuso just ahead of these guys. Well, 26 laps here in COTA. Trying to tame the bull is, well, it's a local, very, very popular sport here. But can any of these multinational people manage to do it for themselves? We'll see in about 45 minutes time once the race is over. Don't go anywhere. Now, one thing I should mention is because of the glitch in the game, I believe, there is no formation lap. So once the cars do get on track, it's going to be bosh, 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 and away they go. Let's see when we're going to be going. Let's open up Discord. It's a bright and gorgeous sunny day here in COTA. 0.004. Fizz and Marky reacting in Discord. Marky saying very close. Fizz also saying it's going to be a fun race. Oh, you bet it is. If the margin's like that, run up to turn 1, it's going to be really, really close. Let me also run you through the rest of the calendar, because it's a really interesting calendar that we're looking on with. I'm sort of trying to keep 2 eyes on both here and the rest of, well, the field. Marina Bay, Zandvoort and Sao Paulo ran out this first half of the season. Well, first third of the season even. They've got a little break. And then LaSalle, Barcelona, Miami, Montreal, and Mexico starting 15th of September, that 5-race block. Then we've got another mid-season break, with Mexico City, of course, being a sprint, as is Sao Paulo, rounds 5, 10, and round 15 in Imola is also a sprint. But before 15 in Imola, there is Suzuka in round 14, round 13 is Portimao, round 12 is Shanghai, and round 11, Las Vegas, is on the 3rd of November. We're just getting ready to go very, very soon in COTA. See when exactly we're going to be able to go. Okay, let's go, everyone. Good luck. Is the command by Luke Bailey, the league owner. Should be getting ready to go. Remember, it is no formation lap, so once the cars show up, and then they go. Marky on pole, the Fizz in 2nd place with Ghost in 3rd. The lights are coming on here in COTA, 26 laps, 150 kilometres. And it was a very, very long hold on the lights. It's a very good start for the Fizz as well. That left-hand side looked to have started much better. The Fizz takes the lead, smashes in front of the pole sitter. And look at Ryan Barthez also trying to make a move down the inside. It's 2-3 wide further back. Jamie in a little bit of a ghosting situation here as they come into the S's for the first time under green flag conditions. It is side by side. A little further ahead, I think that's the 5th and 6th, Linguini and Mitch having at it as they go single file into the S's. The Fizz takes lead, Marky 2nd. Ryan Barthez drops down to 7th. What's happened with Jamie and Sub-Zero as well? Turn 9, I think, again, being that problem spot that we mentioned at the start of qualifying. Really difficult to see what you're doing through there. You can lose the back end incredibly easily through there. Change of position as well for 9th and 10th. They're side by side. Ghost is also getting involved, which Ghost starting in 3rd, now in 8th place. Unfortunate start for the Mercedes. Assis gets past J Pinto, who started at the bottom of the field. A little bit of a deep braking move for the Sauber, and now here comes the Williams around the outside of turn 13. Tries to get back through 14. Wobble goes the car. And that's no move, unfortunately, for J Pinto, but much improved is his position 3 up from where he started. Yellows for Sub-Zero, as Mitch and Gattuso both up 4. Linguini started in 5th, stays in 5th. Barthez down 2. Vedardi up 2. Goes down 5. Not quite sure what's happened there. There's a big old battle here. We're on board with Vedardi. He's almost side by side with Ryan Barthes, who's got the hard compound tie. We'll look at ties in a brief moment. As down the inside goes Vedardi. Can he make it stick, or is he being tricked a little bit by Ryan Barthes? No, he manages to make it work. Ghost's coming very up close and personal through the S now. 3, 4, and 5, and 6. Double apex through here. This is 28 laps even. My apologies, I thought it was 26. Must be confusing Kota with Silverstone, which, well, it's got the Magnus Beckis S's, so can you blame a man? Let's look at tyres as well. That's pit stops. That's tyres. Mediums and hards in play. Here, as we're on board with Linguini, who's closing on the DRS as well. Big old DRS zone down here. As there's a change for the lead as well. Marky and the Fizz getting close and changing position. Linguini in 4th, Mitch in 5th. As Jay Pinto gets ahead of Assis, or does he? He's fighting side by side down into turn 12. Around the outside, can Assis hold the defence? No, he doesn't. Jay Pinto up to 9th place. Both of them have the medium compound tyre. So it's going to be interesting to see, well, who's going to have more tyre wear, say, 5 or so laps in. When do they pit for brand new tyres? Luke Bailey looking up right up the back end of both of these guys. He's up close and personal. Started in at 10th place, down just the 1 spot. With Marky does take fastest lap, 3 laps. Well, lap 3, 2 done, 26 to go. As they come up now over the top of the hill. Here into turn 1. You really can afford to brake very, very late. As Ryan Barthes again in the midst of this big old train for 4th place, trying to get back up to the top where he was at the start. He was in 3rd, then was kicked down by Ghost in qualifying to 4th, and now he's in 7th place, so he's down 2 on where he started, but he's got much more pace than that, and I think he knows it, because he's looking for that move. Ghost again getting very close and personal. There's a change for the lead as well, as Marky gets passed by the Fizz for first place. Also a possible change of position a little further back. As there goes Ghost down the inside. We're on board. Does he make it work? Yes, he does. There's a change of position as well. 5th and 4th. Linguini defending very hard against Mitch, so no move for Mitch. As he tries to defend, pardon me, from the MR and the other Mercedes behind him in 6th and 7th. Into the final corner we go once again. Can they make a move? DRS zone up towards turn 1. Vedardi looking very close. He thinks about it, but there goes Mitch down the inside into turn 1. Has he gone a little bit deep? Has Linguini fed him the switcheroo? Yes, he has. He's got the traction out of turn 1, but Mitch has the inside through 2. Do they go side by side into 3? That's the death wish near enough. And Mitch takes 4th place away from Linguini, the Alpine, which again, rumours say that as early as 2025, Alpine may not be a works team any longer. Big news coming out of the very Châtillon factories. Down the inside goes Mitch. Well, that's Linguini. Contact, bit of carbon fibre also flying off. I don't think that's significant enough to cause major damage as Marky takes the lead once again. He's going to have DRS to Will Linguini. Does Vedardi go for the same move? He's looking for the inside. He hasn't quite got it because Mitch is looking for the inside as well. On 4th place, slightly deep. Boxed in though is Linguini, and it's 2 by 2 up towards turn 13. Vedardi fighting Ghost, Linguini fighting Mitch, and look at Ryan Barthes trying to claim a position here as well. Big old cluster for 4th place. Linguini back ahead, it's still 2 wide. Behind, as into turn 16 they go, it's still 2 abreast. Does Linguini give him the position? Yes, he does. He gives up for now, but I can't imagine for now he's going to be very long at all, possibly even as long as the run up to turn 1 now, as they come around the final corner, starting lap 5 of 28, 24 to go here in Texas. as now here he comes, the Alpine, third in the championship, trying to get past second in the championship. All this is doing is letting the Fizz get away. Remember, it's standard F1 points here, so top 10 get points, and there's 13 drivers, so, you know, it's not quite as bad as if it was in a 20-car race. But it's still going to hurt to lose a position and lose a possible points paying opportunity as well. The Fizz looking for a move into turn 11 on Marquez as changing position down into turn 11 again with the DRS zone on the exit of 10. It does look like the Alpine will be getting DRS once again. We'll see when the DRS zone triggers around about here. No, he doesn't. He doesn't use it. And there goes Ghost as well. He's making 1-2 moves even. He's 3 wide into turn 12. It's side by side behind Linguini and Mitch. Ryan Barthez and Vedardi forced wide is Linguini. Pardon me. My stomach's not agreeing with me today at all. As Linguini is past. Oh, whoa! What a dive from Mitch. That came absolutely out of nowhere. Didn't work. But that came absolutely out of nowhere, and all that's done is just let Ghost get away by about 9/10 of a second on Mitch, but they're going to catch up a little bit through the DRS zone uphill. Big old cluster here for 4th place, showing that a little bit of pack racing is always interesting in Formula 1. I wonder if more F1 races had pack racing like this, or like Formula E as well. Thinking the season, let me get it right, season 9, 2 races at Berlin. Those were some very good peloton races. It would be interesting to see if we could get some of those. It's wishful thinking, I'm fully aware, but it would be brilliant if we could see that. Would definitely cement it as possibly one of the best races ever if that were the case, as the 2 leaders go down back straight once again. Do they change position? I think they do. In fact, yes, they do. Marquis going down the inside into turn 12. As we're on board with Ghost behind them, it's Mitch and Ryan Barthez. Very, very close to contact with the 2 Mercs, the 2 Silver Arrows. As Linguini keeps 4th place this time around, defending very stoically against the man behind. Why is it giving me the shoulder cam? I just don't want the shoulder cam. There we go. I want better cams like that. Vedardi again keeping an eye. He's not really making moves. He's just sort of keeping a watchful brief on what's happening ahead of him. As he's making a mistake, loses 2 positions from within in the points to now out of them. Into turn turn 20, back end sliding. That car does not look stable at all. He made a mistake quite early on in the race as well as on the exit 15. So not quite happy with that car is the Sol Sauber. As we're still looking on with this big old pack. Pardon me, for 4th place Linguini. Remember, this isn't even for the podium. This is just for standard points. Which suggests to me, if they're fighting like this just for standard points, heavens knows what it's going to be like when they're fighting for the podium, because they're really proving to be very formidable opponents against each other. Change of position for 4th place as well. Again, possibly goes down the inside. Does he make it stick? Has he possibly been sold a switcheroo once again? No, not quite. As the 2 leaders again swap position, Marquis ahead of the Fizz. It does feel like a Kemmel Straight moment. If you know what happens on the Kemmel Straight at Spa, you can very easily chop and change position because there is a long DRS zone. A DRS, of course, not much longer here because we're going to have MOM. Things like mobile override mode. As the 2 leaders get very close and personal towards turn 1, does Marquis try and defend? Or is he going to go for the move again into turn 12? He doesn't really fight it. As Yell's in the 3rd sector, we've got another lead change with the Fizz and Marky. Again, in qualifying, 4 thousandths difference was between first and second, and these pair, inverted granted, but these pair were leading. You can see the helicopter cam, how good it looks to get the S's done just right here in Kota. We're past quarter distance. So now we go down the back straight into turn 12. The Fizz tries to get out of the slipstream, get Marky out of his slipstream, but he's closing. He's going around the outside of turn 12. Doesn't really even need the braking zone. The Fizz doesn't fight it as they change positions once again into turn 12. I imagine these battles are going to keep on going into the pit stops, one would imagine. Both of these have medium tyres. So I can just hear a plane. Okay. He's getting close though, is the Fizz. Can he fizzle out a move on Marky? I wonder. No DNFs yet in this race, no safety cars yet as well in this race as yet. As they start lap 9, does the Fizz fight into turn 1? I think he's a little too far away. J Pinto picks up another penalty for track limits. That's 3 seconds again. That cannot be served under pit stop. That is given post-race as the fight for 4th place is ever closer. What's happened there? Ryan Barthez! Oh no! Was there possibly contact for the Red Bull? Ouch. Now here's the dilemma for him. Is the damage severe enough to come into the pits? Or does he just hope, right, we'll ride this out, because I need these hards to last as long as they can, as leader change once again the Fizz into turn 12. Or does he say, I need these hards to last as long as they can, I'm going to wait until I'm expected to stop, because he's only lost an end plate, which isn't actually all that bad. J Pinto ahead of Luke Bailey for 8th place, changing position here at the very, very back. Well, not the very back, but very close to being the very, very back. Plug this in and pop my little lamp on, if I can reach. There we go. There's the button. Now, Mitch has been lost a little bit by his teammate, struggles on traction. Could Vedadi make the most of this opportunity? He's looking. He's thinking. No move made into turn 1. Not quite yet. We're on double digits. 19 to go here in Kota. The Fizz leads and Marky second, but for all we know, that could very easily change once again into turn 12. They're not actually far off from that very corner. They're just coming through the kink at 10. Can these guys? Well, again, Meech has been lost by his teammate. I think it was just about the DRS. It was just about keeping him within. Does Marky go for the move? No, for the first time in quite a while, there's been no change down the front straight. There's changes, however, wholesale in again the battle for 4th place. Ghost gets past Linguini. Vedadi gets past Mitch. That's down into turn 12. We're not seeing battles really get much beyond that. Maybe I think these guys are just trying to get as far as they can on their set of tyres. Question is, can you possibly do it? And it's going to be a bit of a stretch if they can, but could you possibly do medium soft? This tyre does absolutely chew your tyres. Gatso is in the pits, however, on lap 11. So then my question has just been answered, and I think the answer is, yeah, probably not. It's out into turn 1 they go again. Uh, 10th place on cold, hard tyres, but this circuit does get very toasty, so I wouldn't be surprised if they warm up pretty quickly. Linguini, 3rd place in the championship, 3 seconds for 4th. Would drop him currently down to 6th place in the race. See what's cracking in the Discord. I don't expect anything to be cracking in the Discord. Not really much going on. Because I'm just looking at the driver lineup as well for PGS. None of the DOTS guys are here because Molinho is for the RB, and I think that's it. It's just one of the URT guys as well. Noz is not here. Razvan is the only Haas car as far as I can see, as here comes Markey. Right, he's pitted a lap earlier. Didn't even know that McLaren was sponsored by the CNBC. Well, there you go. The more you know. As you can imagine, I don't really pay attention to the sponsors. Let's see where Markey comes out, just ahead of Ryan Barthez in 4th place here in lap 12. So I imagine hards to the end. Let's have a look at some of the tyres as well. Most people are on hards now. Fizz and the Cease, I imagine, going to be pitting soon for a set of hard tyres. Everybody else probably wait until about lap 17, 18 maybe for a set of medium tyres, especially those that started on the hards. Gattuso does get past Ryan Barthez for 5th place. Linguini does the same on Ghost for 2nd. On board with Luke Bailey, 3rd in this trio of cars. But does Ryan Barthez look to make a move? He's looking down the outside. Can he make it stick? He thinks about it. The space is just about being cut off. Jamie's gone off track again through turn, I think that's 7? Yes. Turn 7. Right, here we go. Does Markey have the advantage after having pitted a lap earlier? I wonder. Where's the Fizz? He's coming out of his pit box now. Pitting earlier or pitting later? What's the best strategy around here? He's now coming up to turn 1 as well. We're on board. There he goes. That's the Fizz on the left-hand side. I do think pitting earlier was the better move for Markey, as now Linguini leads the race for the first time. Behind him is Ghost, and then these pair are chasing like absolute madmen. Also bear in mind, his tyres are going to be nice and toasty. The Fizz is not just yet. Possibly warmed up by now, but again, he's gained about 10th and a half just by virtue of that. Which is always really interesting to see how that's going to change. For the lead at the moment, although these two do still have to pit, Linguini and Ghost. Ghost going down the inside into turn 12. And he keeps it through 13 as well. Nicely done by the Mercedes. The leading two of the Mercedes cars. Luke Bailey again past Ryan Barthez for 6th place. His highest position in this race so far tonight. 16 to go here in the circuit of the Americas, made initially for F1, but of course now we get all sorts of championships racing here. Things that come to mind include MotoGP, NASCAR. IMSA used to race here for a bit. It's all the ones that I can name off the top of my head. I mean, it is a brilliant race facility. So I can't particularly say that I'm surprised. As up towards the top of the hill they go again, as this lap at the end of this is the halfway point. Slightly deep though goes Luke Bailey, opportunity for Ryan Barthez, but unable to capitalise on said opportunity. So he has to stay in 7th place, not quite close enough to the Mercedes ahead. Luke Bailey 3 seconds for track limits. Is over the top of the hill again. Change for the lead. Once again, Linguini past Ghost. Linguini leads the race again. But again, these pairs still owe a pit stop. These guys, however, do not for the net lead. Fizz tries down the inside, couldn't quite make it work. It's down the inside again, goes Markey to defend. Does the switch work? Not quite, can't get alongside, has to stay in 4th place. Does the Fizz, or does he? Takes a very tight line through 15, but unable to pull it off. A little bit less speed for that Aston Martin, more traction for the McLaren. And that is move defender, but this is for the net lead with these pair. The Fizz looking for a move again. So we're now on 14 to go. We passed halfway here in Texas. No safety cars, no crashes out or anything like that. A couple minor incidents, but nothing too serious. Up towards turn 1 once again. Remember this circuit was, what they did was they specifically moved the ground in order to get the elevation just as they wanted it to be. And I think they did a pretty good job. I don't know about you. Not to toot their horn, but they did pretty damn well in retrospect. Slightly deep again goes Markey, opportunity for the Fizz, needs a good exit. I think he's just got that. Linguini gets passed by Ghost for the race lead at the moment, but this is the battle for the net lead once all the pit stops shake out. Markey defend a little bit, pulls up to the left hand side slightly, but now they're side by side. Does the switch work? For the McLaren, a little bit more speed just presented generally by the Aston Martin. Penalties coming out in play as well. There we go. Just trying to close some notifications on my phone because I'm watching the stream on my phone. And, well, I'm getting a very large amount of notifications for it. On board with 4th place Mark. Again, this is for the net lead. Ryan Barthez in the pits, as is Luke Bailey behind him. Change of front wing as well, so he just toughed it out. There he goes. Back out into the racetrack. Probably 10th. Or it might even be 11th, depends on how fast Cease will come through. I think, yeah, he's lost 11th place, lost 10th place even as well. Unfortunately for Ryan Barthez, he started in 3rd place. And he usually does pretty well in race conditions, so a bit of a surprise there. As we're on board with Markey coming into turn 12. Does he retaliate? No, he doesn't. Ryan Barthez picks up 3 seconds for his troubles, trying to warm up those tyres, those mediums that he's got on now. As Mitch gets past Vedardi. Linguini has left the session. Oh, I can't invite him back, sadly. Ouch. Not really very much that I can do here. As Ghost comes into the pits. Now, Linguini takes the race lead at this point in time. Lap 17 of 28, 12 to go. See what Ghost puts on. Puts on a set of medium tyres. Not surprised about that. I don't think we're going to see the softs at all, really. If we do, I'd be very, very surprised. Mitch and Vedardi getting up close and personal. Could Ghost get involved in this? He's very close to these guys, so he he very well will get involved with this pair, making it a trio of not only Mercedes-powered engines, a trio of damn good drivers we've seen in previous seasons from both Vedadi and Mitch. And Ghost also just in the pre-season, doing very tidily. Of course, Ghost second in the championship at this point in time as well. So plenty to go off of. The Fizz and Marquis are getting close. That's Linguini, but that's AI. Marquis down the inside into turn 12. Makes it. Nicely done by the McLaren. Now he's 1.2 seconds off the overall race lead at this point in time. There they go, they're going to come through. Mark is going to pick up DRS here. That could help him. Or does he? I'm surprised he doesn't. Because I figured he's... Yes, it's AI, but it's still a car ahead of him. Let's see what's cracking as through the AI goes Marquis. There he goes. So these pair have reassumed the race lead here in Kotha with 11 to go. And now it's going to be an out-and-out battle to see who takes the win. Fizz took round 1 and sprint 1. But can he take round 2 as well? We're on board with the Aston Martin. Can he make that move? See how fast he's going. 191, 192, 193. 193 was his top going down the front back straight. You'd imagine, because he wasn't really closing very much, it's going to be a very similar story. As in here he comes down the inside. Does he make that move? Yes, he does. The Fizz takes the lead with a move down into turn 15. Not often you see that as we come towards 10 to go here in Texas. We're approaching 5 to 9 here in the UK, 5 to 10 in Europe. And now towards turn 1 we go again. Let's have a look at some battles a little further down. Vedadi and Mitch, the 6th and 7th. We're on board with the 2nd Aston Martin as they come through. Well, now yes, just give it a watch. Going a little bit deep into a couple of those quite early on, but still making the apex. Recovering very nicely. There's Jamie retiring. I think that's on the approach to the pit lane, and it's the safety car. Now this is going to be interesting. First safety car after 19 laps. Here in Texas. Everything's going to be reset. Do these guys put on a fresh set of mediums now? I wonder, especially some of the guys that put on a set of hards. Softs aren't going to last, but mediums could do. Do they come in? Do they come in? Yes, the top 2 do. I think we've got wholesale pit stops here. I think it's just in time as well. If it was maybe a lap or 2 earlier, possibly not. But again, we'll see. Linguini obviously not coming in, but that's because he's in AI. Gattuso, interestingly enough, doesn't come in either, trying to take 2nd place. Does anybody else not come in? Not from this sort of leading half of the field. There's the safety car just there. It's the Aston Martin one this time. as Fizz on softs, Marky on mediums. Oh, how we love a change in strategy. Straying away from what was expected. Ghost doing the same thing as well, interestingly enough. We come up towards turn 11. 9 to go here. We're under safety car. This is the first lap. And you can see who pitted, who didn't. Linguini, well, under AI. Pardon me, Gattuso not pitting, Assis not pitting, Sub-Zero not pitting as well. We could see this race split again into sort of two different camps, as we saw earlier on. Really has changed things up though, because I didn't quite expect well, I didn't actually expect the safety car to be coming out at all today, but the safety car has again really thrown the cat amongst the pigeons, because some people have pitted, some people haven't, most people have gone for the medium, but there's a couple of soft runners. The soft runner is going to possibly try and pull away. There's going to be another lap, so 7 laps on a set of softs. That seems doable. I'm not going to lie. But they are going to struggle again with tyre wear towards the end. We could be seeing 6 or 7 laps on a set of softs. I think 6 is much preferred, obviously. But still is not quite ideal. I think if it was maybe 5 laps to go, then okay, definitely people would be going on soft. But it's just, I think, in that zone in between. It's going to be interesting to see how it plays out. The Fizz Championship leader, Linguini in 3rd, Ghost in 2nd, 3rd, 1st and 5th. But 1st isn't going to be getting any points here because, once again, they're under AI. So, no points for the Sol Alpine in play. One would imagine, anyway. I should mention while I'm here, I'm not here for the next 2 weeks. Unfortunately, I am on Hollybobs. I'm going to the Lake District. So I'm unfortunately not going to be here for rounds 3 and 4, but I will be back for round number 5, which is the Sao Paulo Sprint. As now into turn 15, the safety car is coming in this time around. I should also mention that you will see the safety car thingy at the top left for quite some time, even after the safety cars come in. That is unfortunately a glitch with the game that I don't see being fixed, if I'm honest. Once a yellow flag pops up, however, that's when it'll go and clear. So we're on board with Gattuso. What does the AI do here, I wonder? Have they gone already? I think they've gone already into the final corner. Can't make a move before the start-finish line. And here we go. 22 of 28, 7 to go here in Kota, on board with the Fizz. Much better exit on those soft tyres. Gets past both of them into turn 1. And it's side by side, Marky and Ghost. This is exactly what the Fizz would have ordered if he wants to, well, not only just reclaim the lead in the retain the lead in the championship, but also give Marky a hard time. Ghost in 3rd place. Not quite ideal for him, but it's still going to be 7 points if he can get past Gattuso, which is not an easy man to fight with, believe me. There's a bit of Portuguese power in that Ferrari. Trying down the inside into 11. Does he? Yes, he does. A little bit of contact. Possible front wing damage, although if any, minimal. As well, Linguini has already dropped down to 7th. Ghost in 2nd. Gattuso in 3rd. Marquis in 4th. We're on board with the Mercedes. Not Mercedes, McLaren. Well, it used to be McLaren Mercedes, actually. But that's a whole different story, a whole different age. Marquis and Gattuso side by side, 3rd and 4th. But Marquis goes up to 3rd place. Now, he's playing the long game. Will it work? We'll see in about 10 minutes' time or so once the race is done and dusted. Lap 22 here. As they cross the line, it will be 6 to go. As the Cease gets past Jay Pinto. That's for the final points paying position. Remember, it is standard F1 points here. 25 for a win, 18 for second, and so on and so on and so on and so on and so on. As Ryan Barthers also gets past the AI of Linguini, so Linguini's gone from 1st to 8th. The Fizz 33.805 and a brand new set of soft tyres. The RS back in play for 6 more laps. Vedardi looking for a move on Gattuso! Mitch contact! That was a little bit of dirty play by Mitch. Lost Vedardi, got a couple of positions. That's not how you play it. Not that it's my, what's it called? Provision, but doesn't really matter. I'm not particularly steward either. Into turn 11 we go once again. We're on board. Let's go on board with Vedardi again, who's now fighting with Luke Bailey. He's on a fresh set of medium tyres, as is Luke. He's made the move down into turn 7. It's also side by side, Jay Pinto and a Cease. And, well, Linguini and Sub-Zero, but Sub-Zero is going to get past. Linguini's going to be in last. And that only took a lap and a half to get past for the AI. Quite literally from first to last challenge. I know it's meant to be the other way around. Ryan Barthez making another mistake. If he wants to make a run at a championship, which considering again he's a Red Bull, I know it's equal, but still, you want to try and get as far ahead as you can. Otherwise, it's not going to work. That's unfortunate for him. 5 to go here in Qatar. We come back over the top of the hill into the S's. Marquis trying to get past Ghost once again. Depends when that drop off for the softs is. The top 2 have softs. 3rd has a set of medium tyres. Bit of a mistake there from Ghost. Marquis was caught out by it. Couldn't make a move. And now Mitch is invited here in a battle for 2nd place. Don't quite think the Mercedes in 4th place expected that, but I think he's going to take it regardless. Here's Marquis, that's one move. Does Mitch make the same one? He's a little too far away for that one, but he's still going to close up regardless. Down into turn 12. Struggles a little bit on exit, does Ghost on those softs. Has he perchance used those softs a little bit too hard in this early stage post-safety car, and now he's got 4 laps to negotiate on slightly battered softs. We're going to see. Marquis, 3 seconds now to close up over the next slightly over 4 laps. Well, it's going to be 4 laps as they cross the line now. I don't know. 3/4 of a second per lap? It's a brave task. The Mercedes going almost side by side again. Mitch looking for that move on Ghost, who could be struggling on the set of softs. He's not doing too badly. Little bit of back-end movement for the Mercedes ahead. Oh, there he goes. Those softs not working. Mitch loses even more time out of Marquis' DRS. And, well, playing the long game by Marquis could have actually been a blessing in disguise for that McLaren. Yellow's in the second sector. That is for Jay Pinto. Not the first time we've seen him backwards, but the first time we've seen him without a front wing. At least on the stream, anyway. As right, Markey needs to catch up in 3.5 laps. Not out of the realms of possibility here. Needs to be pushing like a mad bastard, but so does the Fizz to try and actually keep him away. That'll overheat his tyres. Which again begs the question, were softs the wrong play? Into the final corner. He's not far off keeping it on track with 3/4 of a second. He's just shy of that. So he needs to pick up the pace ever so slightly, if he can. As they come over the top of the hill once again, Vidadi gets past Gattuso. Mistake by Gattuso by actually not pitting. Now he's losing more position than he probably bargained for. And now they come downhill once again. You've got Luke Bailey as well looking to hunt. Does Gattuso make the move? Can Gattuso make the move even on that set of hard tyres? I wonder. Jay Pinto speeding in the pit lane, 10 seconds for 12th place. Unfortunate. Well, it's not really going to change. It's going to be 11th, and actually everybody who finishes now gets points because Linguini's AI, so he's not going to be picking up points. Mistake by the Fizz, I would imagine, because Markey's closed up by, well, he sawed the gap in half since we last looked at him. And now he's almost within a second, within DRS range, and could very easily be making a move down towards, maybe even up towards even turn 1, if he can get his act together. What an ending to the race I don't think we all expected. Softs dying off a little bit quicker than we all would have thought. Question is, will the Fizz be able to keep up through with DRS once the I keep saying Mercedes, McLaren. Once the McLaren does get ahead? That's a very important question. Can he? Is he able to? Into turn 1, 2 laps to go. Come through turn 2 once again. Penultimate time here. Now into the S as they go once again. Markey's going to be having to lift a little bit. Those softs are probably not going to have as much grip as he would have wanted for the Fizz. So he's just going to have to check up on his actions a little bit, as we're going to probably be seeing an overtake for the lead down towards turn 12 once again. These guys have tussled plenty of times already on this circuit, in this race. We're on board with what are probably the better tyres of the twain. He's closing. Is he closing? I think he's using his battery as the Fizz to try and keep him away. That's not going to be very effective long term. Big overtaking zone into 12. He's evaded that this time around, but how long is that going to last? Through 13 and 14, you can make a move. We have seen it from both the Fizz and Markey, actually. But again, no move made. It's now down into turn 16 and 17 and 18 we go for the penultimate time. 5.5 kilometers just over left to decide this race here at the Circuit of the Americas, not very far from Austin, Texas. But Markey picks up 3 seconds for track limits. It is the absolute send that the Fizz needed. Right, Markey down the inside into turn 1. Big question, can Markey pull out 3 seconds? Or is the Fizz going to be able to claim the win on penalties? I don't think even the best will in the world is going to be able to pick up 3 seconds. Linguini's disqualified from the session for not using different tyre compounds. Not particularly a surprise, because it was AI that took over, and the AI with strategies is questionable at best. So that's not particularly a surprise. Half a second through that first sector. Yellow's in the first, but that'll be for Linguini clearing off. Luke Bailey gets past Ghost into 6th place into that turn 11 hairpin. We're on board with the Fizz. He doesn't need to be pushing. He needs to be within that 3 seconds gap from Markey. Does he try to take the win on the road? A little bit of contact. He's trying. He's giving it a good go. But unfortunately not to be, at least not on the road, as they cut back through 14 in towards turn 15 now as well. And through 16, 17 and 18. Well, what a fight these two have brought us here at the Circuit of the Americas. Markey may have won the battle, but Fizz wins the war. Markey wins the race on the road, but the penalties are in the favour of the Aston Martin. There goes one, there goes the other, and that's your confirmation. The Fizz takes first place, Markey second, Mitch third, Vidari in 4th place, Gattuso in 5th, Luke Bailey in 6th, Ghost in 7th. That's a big blow to the championship chances, early on at least, for Ghost. And then it's Sub-Zero, Assis and Ryan Barthez, I think that was, at the very, very back. Vidari, driver of the day. I'm going to give it to the Fizz. The amount of fights, the amount of stuff that was presented by them pair was simply sensational. Constant battling with Markey and the Fizz comes out on top. Brilliant stuff. I'm not here for the next 2 weeks, unfortunately. We'll have someone else for you for Tier 1. But that's it from us here in the States. Next up is Singapore, and that's going to be a brilliant race. We'll all see you very soon. Take care. Bye-bye.